Okay, so let's say there's a situation and your child is upset now. Something happened, there's an argument or fight or disappointment or whichever difficult, unpleasant emotion the child is dealing with. And how do you respond? And so different parents have different ways of responding, and a lot of us just habitually, reflexively resort to those mental models, those maps, those emotional schemas. And so as soon as there's a little bit of stress, it flips the switch, and we go into this um, habitual mode. But if we can just hold that switch, and instead take a moment to calm ourselves. So this is the probably the hardest part and where it all begins. Um, for you, the parent, to calm yourself down and to emotionally self-regulate before you interact with your child, to work with your child. In my book, I say that if you want to be free, you need to be able to feel, regulate, evaluate, and express each of your emotions. And so that's what you want to do for your child now when she's melting down or she's upset, or you want to encourage her, okay, firstly to breathe. It's important to contact comfort, whether you gently rub her shoulders or stroke her head or hold her hands. Give her a felt sense of safety and calm. uh, Connect and attune eye to eye. When you make eye contact and you communicate, it's a lot more meaningful, and it means the child is fully paying attention to what you're saying. And so you want to begin to calm her down, but not like fully calm down. You don't want to push aside the emotion that she's feeling and avoid that, and get intellectual and talking. We want to allow her, encourage her to feel the emotion. So you ask her to talk to you about the situation, what happened, and how did that make her feel. Not just talking about it, but actually expressing the feeling that's inside of her. So if she's angry, she must you must see the anger, you must feel the emotion of it, and it must make you feel something. There must be this genuine emotional exchange. So emotion is like, it's a form of information, but it's not rational, verbal, logical information. It's an information about a situation. And it's also a form of energy. So you want to allow this information, but also the energy of it, to fill the child. But this is where regulation comes in. So you, as the parent, you are helping her to hold it and contain it, and not let it not get carried away with it, and not be overwhelmed by it and confused and flustered by it. But now, as you hold it, you can begin to evaluate the situation. So what is it telling me about the situation? What can I do about the situation? So you begin to use your intelligence. So you build some pathway between the limbic system's emotionality, raw emotionality, and the prefrontal cortex amazing ability to control and calm and plan and think and understand and learn from the past and anticipate the future. And yeah, so the child begins to, you can think through, like, okay, last time when this happened, then that happened, remember? Or if you do this, then that's going to happen. And this kind of evaluation will lead the child to a certain resolution. So you don't want to tell her what to do. You want to guide her in reaching her own solution and resolution. And then when she's clear on it, then you support her in carrying out her plan, her resolution, and then hopefully it goes well and it resolves the conflict of the situation, and she can then calm down and relax. You know, she takes action, she moves, she talks to someone, so the bodily physiological charge of this difficult, unpleasant emotion is released, And so again, you want to encourage her to breathe through that process and even to rhythmically, shake it off, and move around and jump up and down and really get it out of the system. That's how we free ourselves and liberate ourselves and our kids from these kind of not holding and repressing and keeping and bottling up these emotions with all their difficult energies and undifferentiated informations. And also, on the other hand, not to just externalize it and throw it out onto somebody else in that raw and undifferentiated state, because neither one is good for the child or good for the other person or good for you as the parent. So helping your child develop emotional self-regulation is going to, I mean, it may seem to be harder in the short run because it's a lot easier to go with your reflexive, habitual, automated response templates. But putting in that little bit of effort now is going to change the dynamic, is good, and in the medium and long term, is going to make your life so much easier and make the relationship so much more trusting and connected, and a warmer, more attuned bond. And so everything becomes simpler from there.